Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and if you haven't seen my latest video and you're not keeping up with the news, Bill de Blasio is on television. See, this is all coordinated. The president comes on after Cuomo. De Blasio comes on after the president. New York is going to be ground zero for this global event known as coronavirus. So thumbs this video up, subscribe and share if you're new. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Within 48 hours, they will announce quote unquote shelter in place, which is just really a soft lockdown. But what did de Blasio lead with after, he peppered everybody with word of tests coming? We have tests, we're doing things. Well, that he was on the phone with who? The Joint Chiefs of Staff. And the military is on the way to help in their full capacity any way they can. And Trump today, before him, talked about the military on their way and the Army Corps of Engineers and freeing them up for New York. Why? Because it's already been decided. This is a script. It's already been decided. None of this is actually news to them. This is a slow rollout to the public as to not panic them all at once. Slow panic, unfortunately. So right now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have loved ones in New York City, it will be the worst place to be in the country. I do not know the levels of depravity that will go on there, but I can assure you that you do not want your friends or family there if you can avoid it. Long Island may not be the best, but it will still be much better than New York City. So let's talk about some of the other things that went down today. We got that document from the railroad station that they are preparing for the quarantines, for the checkpoints, and for the containment zones, and that they will be given certain badges and identifications that will allow them to travel through these zones as part of the critical infrastructure. That was leaked to me today. We know that my county, Otsego County, has ceased giving out any kind of handgun permits. So that's one of the next steps of this whole thing. But the real thing is, you can expect within 48 hours for them to lock down New York City, as he just announced, and that the military will be there. Now, the state will probably be locked down by Friday, Saturday at the latest as well. So thumbs this video up, share and subscribe. Now, I want to talk to people that have been making comments like, I don't know, the stuff I'm putting out is fake, or that it is fear porn. Unfortunately, it's not fear porn. Everything I'm telling you has come to pass. Every single thing. They're going to come in and retrofit dorms as hospitals, other types of correctional facilities. This is very real. Karma and I know this. This may be one of our, again, last walk and talks. However, in some of the lockdown areas, they are apparently letting you walk your animals around. Only 11 thumbs up? Come on, guys, let's go. So the other people out there that think that nobody has this and they're all crisis actors and nobody's dies. I mean, you literally have the mental capacity of an invalidic 3-year-old. What are you talking about? No. Names have been named. You can watch that press conference. I've gone over. People give the name of their dead loved one. They give their name. They give their email address, and they give their phone number. And anybody who's telling you this is some kind of a Hollywood production is out of their frickin' mind. This is 100% coming in. However, if you want to call it WWE type production, where you're seeing staged fights between Cuomo and Trump, and you're seeing Trump lie and say there hasn't been a decision for a national lockdown, and they were talking about that. All these decisions have already been made. Again, this is slow rollout. Slow rollout. The infrastructure will be maintained, but that's just about it. And people will first be asked to stay in their homes as they are now, and they will be forced later by military personnel. That is 100% not only what is going to happen, but what has happened. I mean, we already have that false containment zone in New Rochelle. And once again, if you look at the numbers, they've all been skewed. They were all selective from the very beginning to get the military units there first on purpose. That's what this is. And then, I want to talk about people telling me to trust plans or the president's going to save us. I mean, you guys are very mentally ill. Very, very mentally ill. He is literally reading from the same script everybody else is. He's working with Jeff Bezos. Amazon has now moved to only shipping, I guess, their big shipments of medical supplies and high demand items. Now, that doesn't mean today you won't be able to order something. Now, it may be on back order, right? But what they're preparing you for is the supply chain has been broken, like I've been telling you. And you are not going to be able to get the goods and services from Amazon that you are used to. They're trying to dull the market collapse. This is a crash beyond a crash beyond a crash. This is, once again, 9/11 meets 1929. And even the press conference today with Trump, the second one, the one that was just before de Blasio, okay, they discussed both of those events. They said this was worse than 9/11 for the airline industry, which is about to shut down, by the way. It's already extremely crippled right now. Thumbs this video up, guys. Only 32 thumbs. Come on, folks. Can't we do better than that? And now I want to address the other thing. Some people are calling me a bootlicker. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm telling people what I'm doing for my family. I'm preparing them to be indoors for 3 to 6 months. So we have our own food, we have our own water. We don't have to be in a modern day bread line, and we can be independent through this. If somebody is expecting me to lead some kind of an armed revolution from New York State, once again, you have a pea-sized mindset and have no idea what the military presence is going to be like in not only New York City, where they've almost disarmed the entire populace outside of security forces, aka police and private security. I mean, there's not many people over there with guns. But then even upstate New York, dude. I mean, are you out of your mind? You think any well-organized militias in upstate New York are going to be able to take on the power and capacity of the U.S. military here? And I'm supposed to lead that revolution? I'm supposed to call for that? Come on. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. So I'm telling people the truth, what's coming. Whether or not you want to take my advice, that's up to you. This ain't fear porn. This ain't bootlicking. This ain't calling the Chi-Coms out with the globalists and the leftists in some kind of bullshit fantasy land. These are the facts that are laid before you and the decisions you must make. Large-scale cities will be the toughest places to be. New York will be the epicenter, the worst place to be. But nationwide, expect that lockdown, okay? Statewide, again, I'm going to lay it down for you. New York goes first. Washington State, California, Florida, they all follow next. They all follow next. And nationally, what we are being asked to do aggressively now, we will be told to do with enforcement later. Those are the facts. That's the reality. There is nothing else. The toilet paper jokes are far, 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 far gone. Because guess what? You're going to want to wipe your ass too. So maybe you're not on the bread line, but you're on that wipe your ass line. I'm not looking to do any of that. I prepared myself. So you better, prepare yourself as well. Guys, only 47 thumbs, almost 200 watching. Please thumbs this up. Remember, de Blasio telling you within 48 hours, they will decide on shelter in place. It's already been decided. Joint Chiefs of Staff, talk to, military deployed. We're not just talking about the National Guard. We're talking about the Army Corps of Engineers. All right? That's what we're talking about. So everybody who thinks it's just the National Guard, they're not paying attention either. This is going to be the Army Corps of Engineers. They're going to be retrofitting buildings. They're going to become hospitals. And they really haven't addressed the fact that they're going to have a huge shortage of personnel, other than if you read the bills, that they can basically deputize anybody to become like a nurse or a doctor or somebody to take blood at any point. I want people to realize that the legislation that they passed for all this stuff is absolutely horrific, Orwellian, and gives you no rights whatsoever. So everybody calling this overhyped, like you, Flary Canary, you don't understand. It doesn't matter about the virus. It's the response. The economy is donezo. The market is donezo. The military is on the way. The lockdowns are beginning. The chain has started, and as one by one by one by one they go, it will continue. So guys, be prepared. Again, squash those beefs. You got little petty beefs with other people that you love, your friends, your family. Now's the time to squash them. Who knows when the next time you're going to be able to see them again is. That's real talk. That is real talk. And you can follow my coverage of this over the past several months, past couple months in particular, and you'll see a stark change to this unfortunate reality. I love you. Karma, she also absolutely loves you as well. And we'll see you on the flip side. Oh, by the way, you're going to be on Corbett.